Tonight is a very special night because tonight is known around the world as the night of the Latke versus the Hamentaschen. You have Superman versus Batman, Alien versus Godzilla, all of the great superheroes. But you didn't know that there were Jewish food superheroes. And so before we get to the People's Court tonight, we have a special ditty to introduce this very, very special, important holiday. A message from our sponsor.
Come answer the question, which one is the best one? Latke's Hamentaschen, I'm not gonna be. Come answer the question, which one is the best one? Latke's Hamentaschen, I'm not gonna be. Hey!
In 1946, at the University of Chicago, there became the very first Latke versus Hamentaschen debate. Now, why Hanukkah and Purim? These two holidays are extra-biblical in that sense that they happened late in Jewish history. The book of Esther, as you know, is in the Bible, but the book of Maccabees, where the story of Hanukkah, is not in our Bible. It happened so late that our Bible was finished. The Tanakh, the Hebrew scriptures, were finished by the time of the Maccabees. And yet these two holidays are not considered the same as the big festivals of Sukkot or Pesach or Shavuot. They're considered half holidays, chetzi holidays, if you will. And so Purim and Hanukkah have been locked in this tremendous battle of the holidays, according to Jewish tradition. And if the holidays are fighting, well, of course, then, the signature Jewish food, well, that's a whole nother story. And tonight, you are part of the People's Court. We are so proud to have with us now presiding, hear ye, please rise for Judge Harvey Silberman as the People's Court. This is Latke versus Hamentaschen. Introducing our Latke attorney for the Latke, our new member, Mr. Jess Whitfeld. And here is your client, the Latke. The attorney for the Hamentaschen, Mr. Mark Perchin. And Mr. Perchin representing the great Hamentaschen. Tonight, you the jury, will have a chance to vote on whether the Hamentaschen or the Latke is indeed the most delicious and important holiday food. Judge, take it away.
Order in the court.
Counsel. Counsel for Latke, Ms. Latke, may begin.
First of all, before we get into arguments, I should note that I am a very new member of the congregation. Although I am a Jew by birth, I only recently completed an Introduction to Judaism class this spring here at Kolami, and until then, I really did not know a Hamentaschen from a hole in a bagel. So I feel a little bit like the public defender who has just had the file dropped on him and is asked to take on a high-visibility, nationally televised case, but I will try to do my best.
Where's the violin?
I just speak in my defense.
Yes. I'd also like to note that until a couple of hours ago, I was told that I would be defending the Latke, and 2 hours ago I found that I'm actually the plaintiff in the case, and I think that this is emblematic of systematic injustice against fried golden brown products of all sorts. And I hope that we nevertheless get a fair trial against the doughy, floury food object over there.
Counsel, there's argument that the Latke is solely responsible for our dependence on oil.
Yes, I believe that argument was made by Alan Dershowitz at the University of Chicago about 10 years ago. And we have the issue here is the essentiality of the Jewishness of the Latke as a food, not as a source of combustion engine power. The two are entirely different. I would argue that's irrelevant, Your Honor, in this case.
I'm the one that decides.
Oh, so I have a question, by the way. Is this in fact a trial by jury, or are you? Well, I would hope to have known before we stood up here whether or not this was a trial by jury or congregation, or whether Your Honor will be rendering the judgment in this case.
Rendering is in fact. Personal comments on no.
Finally, as far as my opening statement goes, I would just like to note that we will prove beyond the shadow of a doubt that the Latke here is, in fact, the quintessential Jewish food, based on the humble potato dug from God's green earth, the food of the resilient peasant farmer, full of protein and nutrients, whereas the Hamentaschen is a dainty delight for the rich, a mere confection, dare I say, that had Marie Antoinette herself been offered the choice before you today, she would have said, let them eat Hamentaschen. I'm finished, Your Honor. For now.
The letters on the drape, don't they transliterate into TUMS?
Yes, that was also noted on the same Wikipedia page that I visited today.
These are all in well, I'm not going to give you my source.
Quoting from the same Wikipedia page, by the way, which, as we know, is a source of accuracy and academic flawlessness.
You haven't read the University of Chicago treatise on this stuff. Clearly you have not.
I would argue that this debate has already been asked and answered, Your Honor. On the debate page,
Not in this court, it ain't.
listing the famous responses, listing the famous arguments on that page, there are very few in support of the Hamentaschen. I would just like to quote three, if I may, regarding my client, the Latke. First of all, Hannah Gray, Professor Emerita of History and one-time President of the University of Chicago, discussed the silence of Machiavelli on the subject of Hamentaschen versus Latke. She said, the silence of a wise man is always meaningful.
Are you suggesting that I would have heard argument from Machiavelli?
No, I'm suggesting that Machiavelli never commented upon the Latke versus Hamentaschen debate, and therefore his silence is significant.
Thank you, your colleague, and welcome to Kolami. It's great to be here, and You know, the Hamentaschen I stand next to is one that you will find out through discovery is the one that will be named the Jewish treat, the Jewish custom for all of Colony and West Hollywood. So trust me, by the end of today, you will have the facts, and only the facts, on why the Hamentaschen will survive and flourish, and why the potato, as we see here to your left, although we have sympathy for where the potato comes from, as illustrated right here, you will see, ladies and gentlemen, judge, that the potato is a living thing. And how cruel is it to be killing our potatoes? Cruel. And then, ladies and gentlemen, yeah, it's scary. Hold on. Now the potato, and you better watch out, young woman, the potato has already been grated and put into bowls. Cruel, naked. This is a synagogue. And then we put them into frying.
Objection, harassing the
Your Honor, I am just giving a basis on we are the defendants. We were You will see here.
Oh, I'm just cracking some. Go ahead.
How much fat and grease do you think West Hollywood Colony members are in these? Your Honor.
In West Hollywood, we never say the word fat.
Good point. And thus,
Calorically challenged.
I am here today not to be mean to our potato latke and potato pancake, but rather to show you how wonderful my client is. And actually, you could see that the formation is not a potato, but it's actually just a nice round circle, the circle of love, dough, and cookie.
You effectively challenged the Marie Antoinette challenge here. Now, realistically, Esther, darling girl that she was rather the imperialist.
Yes, and Your Honor, if you'll let me just to finish, you will see that the Hamentaschen is not only for the elite, but it's actually for all people. And we have all different flavors that we can put in that could sustain us for both morning, lunch, and dinner, and treat. And Your Honor, when they come out, look at that, huh? Round of applause. We have all different flavors. No grease. How many of you see grease? None. And you could see these plates and these nice, beautiful things. Okay, fine.
He argues that the latke can only be made from potato and not from other items, but I have it on good authority from an email from none other than Rabbi Eger herself.
Your Honor, I object with that. That article from Rabbi Eger, it is not allowed.
Latke may be made from potato, carrot, zucchini, spinach, cabbage, which can be the gluten-free kind, as the binding agent.
Okay, fine. I might not have, I haven't just joined this year, and I've been here around a lot, so I have not been schmoozing with the rabbi to be getting information. But Your Honor, I would like to allow to bring this into.
Is schmoozing a legal term?
Your Honor, I would like to put this in as Exhibit 1A. Can I please have my client read what the calories of a nutrition fact?
Objection, no question pending.
You're the client.
Calories 84.1.
84.1. Yeah.
As opposed to
As opposed to, in a potato latke,
264.6 in a potato latke.
right. And the total fat.
Hamentaschen wins.
Total fat?
Total fat is only 1.8 grams.
And in a potato latke, whoops. Oh no! British Airways.
That's the size of the sample Hamentaschen they used to come up with those numbers. As big as a 747.
Potato latke.
Total fat in a potato latke is 13.8 grams, which is a difference of 12 grams of fat.
Right. Okay, and the we'll just go to the next slide. So
Saturated fat in the Hamentaschen is only 0.4 grams, less than 1. And in a latke, it's 1.9.
1.9. And then total
carbohydrate is 27.6 grams in the Hamentaschen and 29.1 grams in the latke.
Your Honor, in the latke, and where is this synagogue? Where are we? West Hollywood. Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, the Hamentaschen is the Jewish tradition.
Counsel, are you trying to qualify a Hamentaschen as a health food?
If so, Your Honor, I would argue that that makes it distinctly un-Jewish.
Your Honor, it is clearly by objective information that I have provided to this courthouse healthier, yes, than the potato latke. And I am concerned about the future of the Jewish people. And we want them to be able to live prosperous lives. And through the Hamentaschen, when you could fill all the flavors of apricot, prune, chocolate, cinnamon. Am I missing any? Am I missing what else? Poppy seeds, chocolate, cherry, prune. That's good for our digestive system. Raspberry. Yes?
Schnozberries.
To be able to breathe after dinner is not a Jewish tradition.
Well, then I might argue that both of us might not be able to prevail.
Oh, what are you suggesting?
Part of the Jewish tradition.
Are you suggesting that the real victor here is Sufgan Yoke, perhaps? The real victim. Yes, we've heard about that.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen of the Jewish
Can I speak on my own
client would like to.
defense?
Oh my God! That's a potato.
May I speak on my
As
own
long as I give you a fifth amendment,
Thank you, Your Honor.
whatever you say might be held against you in the kitchen when you're
Thank
eating.
you. Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, if I may, the latke is the epitome of the family food, which is what Judaism is all about. The family makes their latkes every Hanukkah. They get together in their kitchens at their grills. I don't think I need that, but thank you. And they make this together as a group family synagogue effort, as opposed to the Hamentaschen is just made in the bakery. You go and buy one, and you don't have that experience of the family event. Also, the Hamentaschen is just a sweet food.
Is that true? No.
With what? With the exception of what? Poppy? That's it. Everything else is dough. It's cookie. The latke.
Objection, Your Honor.
Savory and can be sweet. It depends on what you put on top of your latke.
Objection, ladies and gentlemen of the jury.
Our esteemed expert has
gathering around the grill. How do you grill the latke?
It's done up in Seattle, actually, in University Heights. There are people who are known. I don't know them. I've only been
Well,
around.
Washington.
Also the latke is the epitome of light and life. It was the oil that eventually became part of your latke that lasted and saved our people instead of one day it lasted.
Objection. We are still feeling this oil.
Your house will smell of the oil for 8 days. Your entire your Hamentaschen is just a cookie. And
Objection. It is not just a cookie.
and the Hamentaschen, the latke has become a universal food. It has evolved from the Jews, the chosen people, into hash browns for all of the last thing. Wait, no, I got one more. It's really great.
when
One
you
more
said she
thing
wanted to say
where
something,
we've
you
got
weren't kidding.
life and a lawyer, remember? And life is what your latke is, and it represents the light of our people. And what does the Hamentaschen represent, ladies and gentlemen?
Fat.
It represents the bad guy's hat. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, ladies and gentlemen of the jury and child of the jury.
To be fair, a Hamentaschen is actually the ears, not the...
I ask you now, no editorializing from the Rashi says.
Your Honor, it's only fair. It's only fair.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's going to the jury. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury.
For the record, the Hamentaschen did not have the opportunity to speak.
You are charged now in deciding Congregation Ptolemy's contribution to the centuries-old Hebraic debate on which Jewish delicacy shall be enshrined in the holy books as the best.
Is that like remembering the Alamo?
So I ask you to cast your unsecret ballot right now. Would the litigants close their eyes, please? All those in favor of the latke, please raise your hand.
Wow.
All right. Thank you. And all those in favor of the Hamentaschen, will you please raise your hand? Ptolemy's contribution to the debate is the latke. Court stands adjourned. Thank you very much.
I am so mixed up that I cannot tell you. I'm sitting in this blender turning brown. I've made friends with the onions and the flour, and the cook is squirting oil in the town. I sit here wondering what will come of me. I can't be eaten looking like I do. I need someone to take me out and cook me, or I'll really end up in a royal stew. I am a latke, I'm a latke, and I am waiting for Chanukah to come. I am a latke, I'm a latke, and I am waiting for Chanukah to come. Every holiday has a food so special. I'd like to have that same attention too. I do not want to spend life in this blender, wondering what I'm supposed to do. Matzah and charoset are for Pesach, chopped liver and challah for Shabbat. Blitzes on Shavuot are delicious, and gefilte fish no holidays without. I am a latke, I'm a latke, and I am waiting for Chanukah to come. I am a latke, I'm a latke, and I am waiting for Chanukah to come. understanding of what it is that I'm supposed to do. You see, there are many who are homeless, with no jobs, no clothes, and very little food. It's so important that we all remember that while we have the most of things we need, we must remember those who have so little. We must help them, we must be the ones who feed. I am a Latke, I'm a Latke. I am waiting for Chanukah to come. I am a Latke, I'm a Latke, and I am waiting for Chanukah to come. I am a Latke, I'm a Latke, and I am waiting for Chanukah to come. I am a Latke, I'm a Latke, and I am waiting for Chanukah to come.